side. I'm gonna be on the safe side and don't play any music. I just want to give a quick oral review of LL and Q-Tip album, The Force. I just listened to that earlier, and it's game day today. What's good, y'all? It's game day today. I just wanted to hop on here real quick while I got some little time before the game. Of course, you know who I'm rocking with. I don't know if y'all can see that behind me, but man, anyway, I got the blanket, so I'm just letting y'all know who I'm representing. Eagles, baby. That's it. Anyway, let's cut the light on. Let's get it. Let's get it going. Y'all know I got the jersey on. It's game day today. I'm ready. I'm hyped. I'm pumped up. Eagles is playing in Brazil today. Anyway, I am reviewing. Like I said, I wanted to be on the safe side and not play no music today because, I've had a little trouble with some of the other videos playing music. So therefore, one of the videos got flagged. So, I'm just new, just learning things still. So bear with me. Once I get really good at this stuff, I can really do some advanced reviews like those other podcasters. But anyway, you're tuned into I Stand Arise's creation. I'm always having some type of talking point or something. I'm gonna be randomly coming on. Like I'm not even gonna bother to time it or give if I just feel like it, then I just feel like just jumping on here and speaking on a few things. But anyway, earlier I had some little runs to do earlier before I left, I had the pleasure of listening to LL Cool J and Q-Tip album The Force, entirely produced by Q-Tip. And I just got finished listening. Well, I didn't finish listening to this album, Ransom and Conway the Machine. I listened to half of the album. I think the track that I'm where I'm at right now is a track called Nefarious that features Lloyd Banks. I just heard Lloyd Banks drop the verse on that. So so far, what do I think about the? I guess first I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna save the best for last, actually, and y'all already know where I'm going at with this. The best, the last one is the best to me, and that is actually Ransom and Conway the Machine out of these two albums. I mean, LL Cool J is he's a pioneer in hip hop, of course, all day. So I don't know, what I'm gonna go with first. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'll just go with Ransom and Conway the Machine. All right, here goes. So I had the pleasure of listening to the album called Chaos Is My Ladder Part 2. I'm not sure if they dropped the Part 1. I'm not even sure if I ever even heard Part 1. Because I listened to a lot of Ransom's music, and that dude is a pretty sharp tongue lyricist. He came from if you guys remember Ransom, he comes from some of the camps around Fabulous and Joe Budden's, the whole Desert Storm situation back in '98. He was actually one of those spitters that came out the camp at that time. And I followed Ransom ever since. I thought Ransom was one of the nicest coming from out of Jersey, North Jersey to be specific. And I thought Ransom was a sharp-tongued lyricist. It was something about his wit, his delivery, that he brought something unlike Fabulous, and Joe Budden. Even though he's around them same circles, it was something about Ransom's lyrics that was much more witty and dark. There's pain that you could feel, and you could definitely feel he has a unique voice at that, and the way that he delivers his lyricism is on some unique shit. So Ransom to me is up there as one of those top tier lyricists. I'm going to say, and we already know Conway the Machine already got his stripes as a top tier lyricist as well. So to have a surprise album drop of these two menacing MCs is incredible. So, what do I think about the album? Well, let me just go all the way to, because basically, damn, I actually did listen to the whole album, because the last track that I listened to off that album was called Nefarious, and that was Lloyd Banks. I just heard a verse from Lloyd Banks off that album. So that actually, wow, surprising. And actually, this album was produced by V-Don. V-Don is around them circles. He's around like the whole Griselda camp. I heard V-Don, he's collaborated with numerous people. Everybody from Flea Lord to West Side Gun to Benny the Butcher to Conway the Machine, Ransom. He's collaborated with Dark Low. I've heard a lot of V-Don production and Dark Low. I heard them two always frequently collaborate. So it's no surprise that we got we got a chance to listen to Conway the Machine again and Ransom start coupling their dark menacing rhymes together, and they form this duo. I like the fact that Conway the Machine compares himself and Ransom to Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom. I like the fact that he compares himself to those wrestling mavericks. That's incredible, because I actually can see it now. Now that Conway the Machine dropped that comparison, I actually see Hawk and Animal and Ransom and Conway. It's incredible how these two complement each other, and they really do. Conway the Machine, he's always dropping, incredible projects. His last project was incredible, so it was no surprise that this project with Ransom is top tier, one of the best of the year. But as far as track to track, let me see. As far as track to track, I've heard tracks like A New Day. A New Day, it basically, the opening of this album is completely what we can expect from Ransom and Conway both. Ransom coming in with his dark tales. He's coming in there straight out like a lion out the gate, ready to pounce and ready to eat his competition up. And then they come in with Limitless, track called Limitless, second joint, Photobomb, Shellfish, Midlife Crisis, Commandments, Anarchy is an interlude, Anarchy interlude, Born Again, Higher Killer. I think Higher Killer is the one I'm talking about. Excuse me, I'm sorry, it's not Nefarious. Nefarious doesn't feature Lloyd Banks. It's Higher Killer that features Lloyd Banks. That's an incredible track. I never expected to hear Conway the Machine, Ransom, and Lloyd Banks, all three together on a V-Don produced track. And it's incredible how this whole album played out. Nefarious, of course, was the last track. Like I said, I want to so bad play something, but I'm afraid I actually don't want to do that. Like I said, I get the videos, flagged, YouTube. I gotta get those rights for half this stuff, and me not being a a seasoned podcaster, starting out. So certain things, I can't just up and play like that. I mean, if we're talking about monetization, for that matter. But anyway, I think that on the whole, Chaos is my ladder part 2. The whole VDON production blends very well with Ransom and Conway the Machine. That's my belief. These two complement each other already, and being on a VDON produced project, it completes the whole thing. This really, the fact that they call the album Chaos is My Ladder says it all. This is basically a Ransom and Conway the Machine production. This is like a movie. These two, like I said, are two menacing MCs. When I say menacing, I'm talking about you could just hear the pain, you can hear the anger, you can hear so much that's the angst that's in their lyricism. And these two are pretty much Hawk and Animal. They're Hawk and Animal. They're the Legion of Doom. Conway the Machine said it best. The Legion of Doom. That's who these cats are. So I'm astounded to hear this project. I'm very surprised that this project even dropped. I'm glad that they did drop it because there's another one for the history books. But I'm going to slide over to the LL Q-Tip joint. I had the pleasure of listening to that earlier. I actually finished listening to the whole album, and I gotta say, for those who don't understand what this Q-Tip LL album actually means, why did these two come together in the first place? Why did they come together? Well, let me see. It's more like LL Cool J meets Q-Tip. It's almost like, okay, LL Cool J meets Tribe Called Quest. Now he's in that world. LL Cool J, this is the album The Force. It's not something that we expected. I definitely didn't expect LL on Q-Tip production, but it did happen. It happened. The first track, Spirit of Cyrus, is actually starts off him, telling. I guess he's telling a story of sorts. I guess he's putting himself in the mind of. I guess he's putting himself in the spirit of a person who's out for revenge against a police officer or just the police, just the police period. And hearing the first track on the album is not something that I really expected from LL, but you definitely are going to hear LL Cool J down the line, get into more of his knowledge of self-bag, which is like very surprising to me because the last time I heard LL Cool J, the last album that I liked from LL, which was probably one of my favorites, was the GOAT album. And, it was tracks on there like Queens featuring Prodigy. There were other tracks on there like, of course, Ill Bomb. That was on Funkmaster Flex's joint back in like, what was that, 98, something like that. So listening to this new album and seeing like him being on fresh new production, it's kind of obtuse in a way because it's like it's not what we expected. The sound, you can kind of sort of it's cringy at times because it's like, okay, I never heard LL Cool J actually rhyme over Q-Tip stuff. So it's like, okay, we got the golden era, we got we got the old school, the boom bap old school meets the boom bap 90s. It makes sense to somebody like myself at my age, because we can learn to appreciate the collaboration between two of our favorites in that heyday. LL Cool J, Q-Tip together on an album and literally give us a surprise collaboration album says a lot about my time and all those who share the same sentiments about both artists. Q-Tip coming from Tribe Called Quest, and he's been ripping production down on everything from the Low End Theory all the way down to the Love Movement. Then their last album that they produced, their last album that Q-Tip produced. The name ain't quite come to my head yet, but their latest album, like Q-Tip's production is definitely different. So that's why it's kind of hard to listen to LL and his in-your-face lyricism, like that "Mama Said Knock You Out" type of flow, that style that he got, and it's kind of like cringy to hear him over Q-Tip, because it's like, okay, Q-Tip. The last time I heard a hard Q-Tip beat was off of Nas Illmatic, One Love, and Mobb Deep's "Drink Away the Pain." I believe that's the joint off of Mobb Deep's album, "Drink Away the Pain." So to hear LL first of all, LL even said this, that even though he's a pioneer in hip hop, and always you give salute to pioneers, even though he's a pioneer in this hip hop shit, right? He's still LL Cool J still had to step his pen game up, because he knew who he was collaborating with on the album. He knew who he was going to rhyme, whose beats, who was going to do the production, and he had to step it up. And this kind of sort of made him rhyme again. And it was weird at the first time, like, hearing him say that. But then I got it. I got why LL said what he said, because I'm like, okay, he's more so saying that he's like starting fresh again. You know what I'm saying? He's taking a break from what he's used to. He's trying another lane with this Force album. And basically, he has crossed incredible boundaries with the album. I'm not going to say that the album is. I'm not going to say that is. I mean, it's kind of like you can't really say much about it, other than it's different. I mean, somebody that would be straight to the point, and I can get straight to the point for you. I can tell you that, yeah, it's not something that I'm used to. Maybe I got to listen to the album again, or maybe listen, and then listen to it a second time. Well, I've heard it already one time already, but maybe I got to listen to it 3 or 4 times. It's probably one of those albums that got to grow on. But like I said, getting used to LL rhyming over Q-Tip production, I don't ever think that I ever heard. I don't think that I ever heard LL over Q-Tip. I mean, help me out if that ever happened, because I don't ever remember. And if so, it's probably one song or something. But not that I've listened to every last LL Cool J album, but this is actually a new lane for LL. So it's refreshing though. I'm going to say that. It's refreshing to hear new LL Cool J. LL Cool J, fresh new lyrics over Q-Tip production. One word I can give it overall is refreshing. Because like I said, someone in my age, I'm 42 years old, so for me, LL Cool J, Q-Tip, like I grew up on hip hop. Like I was born in 1982. My uncle, that's one of my uncle's favorite hip hop artists. That's one of my My uncle's favorite hip hop MCs is LL Cool J. So I know what an LL Cool J, track sounds like. I've gotten very much used to LL Cool J growing up. And then for my uncle to play a lot of LL Cool J and, play his idol constantly, and then it segued into me learning more about hip hop music. And the more he's playing LL and he's playing Public Enemy, he's playing NWA, he's playing Ice Cube, the more he's playing all of this stuff, the more and more I'm so hyped and I'm soaking it all in. And then it segues into me growing up in the 90s, learning about, okay, Public Enemy, okay, they got some hype shit. I love Public Enemy. Then it just segued into me learning about other artists who was doing something similar, Brand Newbies, Poor Righteous Teachers. Then we go into the Daisy Age, or so to speak, the Native Tongue movement, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Chi Ali, Queen Latifah, her whole movement, you name it. It was going into all of that. So it's almost like it's poetic. This collaboration actually is a poetic collaboration. LL Cool J, the gap even in between two hip hop behemoths. At that, I would say that yes, the album would have to grow on you, and more that it grows on you, you will learn to love more of the production and the lyrics that's the science even that's dropped on this album. Where the more and more you listen to it, the more and more the album makes sense. But of course, like I said, LL Cool J, he's like a media darling in the commercial aspect of it. He's a media darling to most people. He may be some of your favorite MC's favorite MC, but he will show up at a lot of the award shows and show up more in the limelight, if anything. So it's pretty hard to take a lot of our pioneers dropping albums in this time, and then they're dropping something new and refreshing, and then it's okay, it's kind of hard to digest it because you are really not used to hearing them on anything new and refreshing anyway, and you're not even used to hearing them in a while drop anything. So it's well, I don't know about this pairing between him and Q-Tip, but to me it does make sense. It makes sense because, like I said, I grew up on both LL and Q-Tip. The surprising part of it is that these two, in some strange event in the universe, they connected finally. For some people, it probably was a dream come true. It was wow, we got the collaboration that we like. I don't know who's actually saying it, but in some strange way in the universe, these two in a parallel universe or whatever, it probably happened in a whole nother distant realm or something. But in this reality, it actually happened. It materialized into something. So now LL and Q-Tip, the Force album, is here. How many tracks is on this album? I can tell you that it's chock full of different flavor. 14 tracks on this album. I can run up some of the joints. Like I said, I could play the song, but again, I don't want to I don't want to play anything and get flagged. So therefore, we're just going to keep it, keep it pretty much orally. I can tell you that there are some tracks that stand out. Some of the tracks that obviously stand out is Saturday Night Special, featuring Rick Ross and Fat Joe. Some might say that that's an odd pairing because it's a feature that never was expected. But it was a good track. It was dope. I'm not gonna lie. It's a dope track. Like I said, the first song, "Spirit of Cyrus" with Snoop Dogg. Um, I think what was cringy about that song was that the hook was cringy. Um, I don't remember hearing Snoop Dogg actually laying a verse on it. I think he was just on the hook. Um, then comes the Force, the actual title track. Like I said, over some obtuse Q-tip production. Um, I can't say that LL was trying to force himself to actually spit bars because he actually did incredible. The production might seemingly be a little weird, but LL, as far as his lyrics are concerned, he laid down some profound lyricism. His lyricism, his whole pen game is always top notch. So that's not what's in question here. It's just that it's the production that you got to get some used to. Like I said, you got to listen to the album 4 or 5 times to get used to it. And once you listen to it, maybe for the 4th or 5th time, then it will make sense to you. It will like come alive for you. Let you hear the album in somebody's party or something. Let you hear the album in public somewhere. Or like when they have some kind of hip hop in the park event. Then the album is going to make sense and it's going to come alive for you. Because it's actually a hip hop album. It's a hip hop album. It's just one of those albums. It's a hip hop album that's trying to, a modern day hip hop album that's trying to capture the essence of yesterday. So it's trying to capture a nostalgic essence. That's what the Force is trying to do. So like I said, man, I've listened to the whole album. To me, it's an album that has to that does have to grow on you. But if you listen to it a couple times, you'll get it. The Nas joint, him and Nas on the Praise Him. I think, to be honest with you, I love the fact of what Nas did. Nas really killed that joint. LL, of course, did his thing on it. And I think that, again, production, is it something we expect? I actually think that track was actually dope. Then you got the murder. What was that? Murder Graham, dude. Yep. I don't know how you say that. Say it, but with him and Eminem. Again, they both did their thing on the track. Just that it's a Q-tip produced joint. Like I said, this album got to grow on. It has to grow on. So I don't know. Like if I would even want to say that it's whack or that it's like maybe somebody would be all the way 100, with saying that better than me. But I'm going to tell you that it is an album that that has to grow on you. It's not what I expected. If I'm gonna give it a rating, I'm going to have to say that it's a 6.5 for me. It's a 6.5. The LL joins a 6.5. Maybe some people may say that it's a 7.0. Maybe some people will say that it's a close 8, but I give it a 6.5 only because it's an album that has to grow on. Until then, you keep listening to the joint. You'll be surprised at what else will stand out. Definitely, what does stand out is that he's spitting a lot of knowledge himself. Like that's something that I never expected LL to do. But once you are older, you're like an elder statesman in this shit. You'll find yourself going into all different other kind of lanes. I didn't give a number rating for Ransom and Conway the Machine. The number rating that I'm going to give that album is that actually, man, I know y'all gonna kind of get on me on this. How can I rate this higher than the Pioneers album? But I gotta say that Ransom and Conway the Machine's album is a is a 8 for me. That's an 8. That album is an 8. It's an 8. The production on there, man, is incredible, man. The lyrics are menacing. Everything about that album is complete. Conway the Machine and Ransom definitely complement and complete each other. I love the fact, like I said, that Conway the Machine compared him and Ransom to Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom. That is the dopest shit ever right there, because now I can definitely see it. So it's no surprise why I'm giving that album an 8. And by good measure, there's a reason why. Because those two are just likable MCs. I love what they do anyway. I didn't have no idea that they did a Chaos Is My Ladder Part 1. So I'm going to have to go back into the archives, listen to the first joint, and then maybe give my oral review on that. But like I said, I'm going to get more advanced with these videos, and I'm going to hopefully be doing slide videos, be doing split, like what they call that, like when you drop screen videos where I can pretty much show y'all what I'm listening to, and and play the music from the video itself. But hopefully I get that more advanced, and that will happen soon. But in the meantime, like I said, I wanted to play it safe, not really play music, because my last video got flagged. So I'm just gonna keep it simple. Y'all can take my word for it. If y'all don't want to take my word for it, that's fine too. But take my word for it. I actually like both albums. Like I said, I know that I gave LL and Q-Tip 6.5, and I gave the Ransom and Conway the Machine album a close 8. But it's only because, one, I'm feeling more of, as far as the production and lyrics together. The Conway and Ransom joint, I'm feeling that album all together, because it actually is complete. I love it when two lyricists that are known for gritty rhyme style come together and do a project. That really gets me going. Just like 38 Special and Benny the Butcher. Them two coming together doing a joint. I did not get a chance to listen to that joint, the 38 Special joint. I didn't get a chance to listen to that yet, and that's probably going to be on my next step. But I guarantee you that it's going to get much better. I wanted to review these two albums because I really feel like these two are incredible bodies of work. Let me not take nothing away from it. They are two incredible bodies of work. Anytime, you have two artists that are well respected, or artists, period, that are, because we're talking about 4 artists here, 4 MCs that all, did their thing on each respective project. So anytime they're putting their heart and soul into their music, and they're really giving you that gritty, those rough tales, they're doing enough to give the people a brief look into their life, and how they live in it, and telling you like it is, giving you art and culture, period. That's enough to appreciate artists of all 4 of these, these guys of this caliber. Like all 4 of them together really put out something tremendous. So I'm not going to take nothing away from LL and Q-Tip, even though I gave them a 6.5, and Ransom and Conway. It's just that one project I'm feeling more than the other project. And probably because one has to grow on me a lot more, where the other one, it instantly grabbed me. The Ransom Conway project really grabbed me. Like I was hooked. You know, it's like listening to Raekwon and Ghostface first albums. You know, when they first came out, like you just get that sudden rush. It's like, yeah, this is it right here. This is what I've been waiting for. So that's that's it. That's that. LL Cool J and Q-Tip, The Force, produced entirely by Q-Tip, 6.5 rating. Ransom, Conway the Machine, production by V-Don. It's also V-Don's album too, but it's with Ransom and Conway the Machine. Chaos is my ladder too. 8.0, straight up. Can I say 8.0, or let me just basically say 7.9? Let me give it a 7.9 rating. Two incredible projects. Yes. Like and subscribe this video if you like. There will be a lot more. Don't worry though. Do not worry. There is more to come. There is more to come pretty much. I forgot the whole time TV was up, but getting ready for this game. That's why I wanted to get this quick video out the way. The Eagles game is coming up, couple minutes. But yeah, that's my time. That's that's I wanted to review, give y'all that. Like I said, I wish I could just drop some music for y'all. I mean I could, but let's just play it safe. Until next time, we definitely gonna party like we gonna get it cracking. We gonna do something. More surprises in store. Stay tuned. I'm gonna hit y'all with some stuff. Next, I'll probably next on the itinerary. Hopefully there'll be some interviews coming up. I also want to make announcements for Philly artists from my city. I want to make some announcements. So, it's only right that I show love to all of the artists that I've checked out at the Wordsmith Experience. So I definitely want to make that happen. And I want to make that happen, announce what projects are out. So I got to pretty much, write down what albums, each artist have out. And then I could be able to get on this, get on the live and announce that stuff for y'all, because I think that it's pertinent that we support independently great artists who are putting a lot of time, matter, and energy into their stuff, into their music. They've been doing this from the muscle, so it's only right. Support real hip hop all day, always. Peace. Love y'all.